Hello everybody, Ben Rogers here, the Raptors Digest, reacting to some wild news that's come out. Obviously this day has been hectic. We're dropping videos left, right, and center, and this is a quick little update. We want to get on the news as soon as possible, so I'm making a quick video reacting to the Toronto Raptors have made a move. They made a minor move, sending Malachi Richardson to the Philadelphia 76ers, along with a second round pick in return for everybody's favorite NBA legend, cash considerations. The Toronto Raptors gave up Malachi and a pick for cash considerations. No players coming back. We also gave up the rights to a guy that I think we had stashed overseas, someone we had the draft rights to. Not sure of his name, not really getting into it because that doesn't matter. What matters is the Toronto Raptors have been reported to be very aggressive right now in the trade market. They are looking to make a move. And Riker and I will probably make a whole video on the new look Eastern Conference, especially with the Sixers making that deal that just happened. For the people that don't know, the Philadelphia 76ers traded away Landry Shamet, a few picks, for Boban Marjanovic and Tobias Harris, and there's a couple other players in that deal, but the Philadelphia 76ers nonetheless are going all out this season. We'll break down the specifics of that. Riker and I will in a full video, but Malachi Richardson wasn't a huge integral member of the Toronto Raptors. Obviously, he was on the roster, and he got some run at stretches this season. But the big news that's happening right now, we made a couple videos on it already, but our five-time All-Stars continuously popped up in trade discussions. We had the rumored report. It's been unclear whether the Raptors offered the deal, the Grizzlies offered the deal. I trust Michael Grange, despite the initial report from Sports Illustrated. I'd be surprised if the Toronto Raptors really offered Kyle Lowry, Jonas straight up for Marc Gasol and Mike Conley, but there's a lot of debate in that in the comment section, but we're not getting into that right now because there's been more developments. Apparently, Brian Windhorst has reported that Kyle Lowry is, he's nervous about getting traded. He knows all the talks are going on, and apparently Mike Conley might make his way up north in a three-way trade with the Utah Jazz. Apparently, Mike Conley does not want to get sent to Utah. He prefer to play in the Eastern Conference, prefer to play for a team that's more of a contender, whatnot. That's been a bit unclear. His agent has apparently expressed a lack of interest in playing in Utah. And for people that have been following, the Grizzlies and the Jazz have been in continuous chatter about sending Rubio to the Grizzlies along with Derek Favors and Mike Conley initially to the Jazz, but he doesn't want to go there, and apparently the Raptors and Kyle Lowry would be involved in a third team as a third-team deal to facilitate these talks that have been happening. So that would see Kyle Lowry end up in Salt Lake City, Utah, which people that listened to the podcast that I made yesterday, I really didn't want this move to happen. The specifically one that was reported with Marc Gasol, Jonas, Lowry, all those sorts of things. There's been debate if that would be a good move, a bad move, regardless throughout the Raptors fan base. But talks are heating up, and Kyle Lowry is worried about being traded. And all this is coming super, super fast, so I'm trying to rush this video, make a quick one here. It's all kind of speculation right now, but if this were preliminary trade, a three-way swap, Rubio going to the Grizzlies, Conley to the Raptors, and Lowry to the Jazz, I'd be very frustrated. Kyle Lowry, when healthy, is a tier above those two players, especially, and they're the same age. Mike Conley is pretty well, I believe he's a year younger than Kyle Lowry, getting paid the same amount of money, is equally as injury prone. That's something that's kind of getting brushed aside. Mike Conley, who's been healthy this season, has dealt with probably more injuries than Kyle Lowry over the past few years. That's why the Grizzlies cut short a lot of their playoff runs. Mike Conley isn't much more injury adverse than Kyle Lowry. So I think if this move went down, it would just be an unnecessary risk that could break team chemistry, and you're not going to get that much of more value. The best that this could go, is Mike Conley's healthy and he's playing at his level he may have been playing a couple years ago, which wasn't better than prime Kyle Lowry, wasn't better than Kyle Lowry at the beginning of the season. And I believe that's just an unnecessary risk to take to break the team chemistry. Kawhi loves Kyle Lowry. We don't know if Mike Conley will come in here and lead the team the same way, will have a consistent three-point shot. I broke down Mike Conley, the player, in the trade video I made yesterday. Riker's been talking about it in the long pod. Obviously, this is a quick reaction here, but definitely check out that long 30-minute prediction pod that Riker made with a few of the listeners, the people that sounded in. So we will have more content for you coming as these trade speculations develop. Personally, my first initial reaction, I'm not happy with this deal, but let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you want to see Kyle Lowry move? Would you want him to see him move for Mike Conley? And, will we need extra pieces? Because I think the Toronto Raptors would need extra pieces to really make this trade make sense, make the risk of dealing with our five-time All-Star worth delivering on, worth making the trade for. Anyways, I've rambled on way too much. Check out the Twitter, the Instagram, all that cool stuff. Say subscribe to the Raptors Digest if you want up-to-date content with all the trade news that's been going on. Anyways, I'm signing out. Cheers.